Let's try to understand how state management with Redux works and how data flows through Redux visually. Again, the root of everything in Redux is the concept that all of your data is centered within one giant object called the store. For example, if we were making a flashcard app, all of our data for different stacks of flashcards would be in this store. Not to mention, we could have a list of cards itself within the store that represents all the cards throughout our stacks. All in all, the store represents all of our data throughout the application containing stacks and cards. Now, you might be wondering how data in this store updates. What if we need to add a new stack or add something to the list of cards? This job is handled by the reducers. Each reducer is like a machine that knows how to update the store. It can reduce parts of the store, like filtering out parts of the stack to reduce it. Or the reducer can even act as an augmenter that increases parts of the store, like adding a new stack to the list of stacks or a new card to the list of cards. Regardless, each reducer has rules that determine exactly how they update the store, whether or not that means filtering down on parts of the data or adding to it. Still, these reducers can't act alone. They need messages contained with data to understand when to actually update the store and what to update the store with. These messages are handled with actions. These actions are objects which contain a type to identify it to the reducer. Then, they contain relevant data that the reducer can then use. Consider an action which tells the reducer to add a new card. It will have a type, like add card for example, and some data explaining what kind of card it is. This message will then bubble up to reducer. And then the reducer recognizes this type and decides to take the data and update the store. As a result of this flow, you have a store with a new card in its list of cards. Remember, it's this relationship between the store, reducers, and actions that connects it all. Our React application is represented by the store, and at all times, any one of our components can listen to a part of the store. So in this case, we got our stack list listening to part of the store, and our card set listening to the part of the store. And then each reducer updates the store accordingly. Therefore, each component again has the ability to also update the global store data and allow the entire application to recognize changes in data according to our Redux store. It's really a great way to manage the data flow naturally, since any component has the ability to update the parts of the store in a safe and surefire way according to our explicit reducers. With that, we've gone through visually how Redux flows in a React application. So let's move on and learn Redux the next best way, besides visual diagrams, and that is actually building a Redux app, writing Redux code, and seeing it firsthand.